Every man is fighting a war nobody can see. In 1999, a movie saw that war, named it out loud, put it on screen for the whole world to watch, and you felt something wake up inside you that you didn't have a name for. Nothing changed. You went back to the job, back to the routine, back to the version of yourself you were trying to escape. That feeling, that rage, that hunger, that something is wrong with my life, you buried it because you had nowhere to take it. By the end of this video, you'll understand why that feeling never left and what it was actually trying to tell you. The diagnosis: Fight Club didn't make men violent, it made them honest. For the first time, a story told men exactly what they were living inside, a life built for someone else, an identity assembled from what they were told to want, a cage dressed up as a career, an apartment, a relationship, a routine. Tyler Durden didn't invent the rage. He just gave it a voice, and that voice said something every man in that theater already knew but never had permission to say out loud. You are not your job. You are not your bank account. You are not the car you drive or the clothes you wear. That line didn't hit because it was clever. It hit because it was true, and the truth is, most men are living a life that belongs to someone else, built on someone else's blueprint, chasing someone else's definition of success, working jobs they didn't choose, wearing masks they didn't design, performing a version of themselves that was built to make everyone else comfortable. And somewhere along the way, they stopped asking whose life they were actually living. That question, that dangerous, necessary question, is what Fight Club put in front of every man who watched it. Most men felt it. Almost none of them answered it. The mirror. Here's what nobody talks about after Fight Club. Every man who watched it felt that awakening, that electricity, that finally someone said it. And then, nothing. Because Fight Club gave you the diagnosis, but it handed you a bomb as the cure. Destruction dressed up as liberation. Break the system, blow it up, start from zero. That's not freedom. That's just louder emptiness with better cinematography. The men who blew everything up, the job, the relationship, the stability, didn't find themselves on the other side. They found chaos. And chaos isn't identity. Chaos is just pain with no direction. The film saw the wound perfectly. It just prescribed the wrong medicine. So what was that feeling actually telling you? Not to destroy, to build. The real war. Every man carries something inside him that was never given a place to go. Not rage, not violence. Purpose. The hunger you felt watching Fight Club. That wasn't a call to chaos. That was a call to something real. Something worth fighting for. Something that required everything you had. Men are not built for comfort. They are built for war, for brotherhood, for a mission that matters. The problem is that most men have never been handed a real fight. So they shrink, they numb, they perform. They become so good at surviving that they forget what it means to actually live. A man without direction doesn't stay still. He deteriorates, slowly, quietly, in ways nobody around him can see, because he's still showing up, still functioning, still performing the role. But inside, the war is turning inward. The energy that was supposed to build something is destroying him instead. Not dramatically, not visibly, just gradually, the light goes out. And he calls it maturity. He calls it being realistic. He calls it growing up. But here's the truth. A man without a mission isn't grown up. He's just given up. The false solutions. So men went looking for answers. And the internet handed them options. Some went to the gym, built the body, got strong on the outside while everything on the inside stayed exactly the same. The discipline was real. The emptiness didn't move. Some found the red pill, got angry, decided the problem was women or society or the system, traded one cage for another, just with better rhetoric. Some isolated, decided they didn't need anyone, called it stoicism, called it independence, sat alone in their strength and wondered why winning felt like nothing. Some just consumed, content, podcasts, motivation, video after video of men telling them to wake up, and they watched every single one and woke up the next morning exactly the same. None of it worked, because none of it was real. A gym membership isn't a brotherhood. An ideology isn't a mission. Isolation isn't strength. And consumption, no matter how good the content, is never a substitute for action. The feeling was still there, buried deeper now, but still there. Still waiting. The cost. Look around you. The men who buried that feeling, where are they now? Still in the same job they hate. Still in the same routine that's slowly killing them. Still waiting for the right moment that never comes. That feeling you buried after Fight Club didn't disappear. It turned inward. It became anxiety, disconnection. The quiet sense that your life is happening to you instead of being built by you. That's what happens when a man has a war inside him and no battlefield to fight it on. He starts fighting himself, and the years pass, and the hunger fades, and one day he looks up and realizes the life he was supposed to build never got started. Not because he wasn't capable, because he was never shown where to take the fight. The family code. In 1999, Fight Club asked the right question. It just gave the wrong answer. The real Fight Club isn't in a basement. It never was. The men who actually win, who build wealth, who command respect, who live with purpose, they aren't destroying. They are building together. Because here's what Fight Club missed. No man wins alone. Not Tyler Durden. Not the men who followed him. Nobody. Every man who has ever built something real, an empire, a legacy, a life worth living, did it inside a brotherhood. Men who pushed each other, challenged each other, refused to let each other stay small. Men who had somewhere to take the fight. That's the family code. Not a movie, not a philosophy, not another self-improvement framework that makes you feel good for 40 minutes and changes nothing. A brotherhood built for men who still have that feeling, that hunger, that rage, that something is wrong and I am done accepting it. And this time, you have somewhere to take it. Call to action. Most men will finish this video, feel that electricity one more time, and go back. Back to the routine. Back to the performance. Back to the life that was built for someone else. That's what most men do. They feel it. They bury it. They wait. But the men this channel exists for, they don't go back. They're done going back. If that's you, if something in this video names something you've been carrying for years, the next step isn't another video. It's a room full of men who felt exactly what you just felt and decided to do something about it. The Family Code Brotherhood is open. Link is below. This is just the surface. Inside, we go 10 levels deeper. 99% of men will never find this. You just did.